This is WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM. And we have with us at WZRD Michael A. Smith, who is running for Riverdale Village Trustee. How are you today, Michael?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome. Well, Michael, you have served in public office before. What office was that, and why are you running for Riverdale Village Trustee?
I served as a village trustee in the village of Dixmoor. I served two successful terms at the age of 18.
Wow, that's uh, did anybody ever so young serve as a trustee in
There
Dixmoor?
was one other member. She served for Rich Township School District. I believe we got elected the same year at the same time. But that's all I can think for right now for Illinois. So I think we made history during that time.
That's interesting. How did you come to become involved in politics? Uh, what inspired what inspired you?
Well, I got involved in politics uh, during my high school years. What inspired me was I had a um, teacher that was involved in politics himself, who's right now the mayor of Blue Island, Mr. Fred Bellato. And he would come to talk to us in social studies class about being involved in civics. And he would talk about his position at the time. He was a park district board member and the park district president of Blue Island. And it interests me to the fact that I asked him about getting involved in running for public office. He gave me a couple of tools that I used, and that's what made me decide to run for trustee in Dixmoor.
Wow. And what was the result of the race? What were the percentages between you and your opponent or opponents?
I came in third the first time I ran. Um, I believe I garnered about 200 and something odd votes. The second time I ran, I came in, I believe, second place.
Mhm.
So I worked very hard after school, knocking on doors, talking to residents, letting them know, why I wanted to run, why I wanted to get involved. And they gave me a chance, and I was elected.
Okay, so was it your second time running that you got elected or third time?
That was my first time ever running.
Okay.
I got elected trustee. I
Oh,
had never run for public office before.
oh, so you came in third, but you still won the position.
Yes, because you
Okay.
can vote for three
Uh,
trustees at a cycle because they are what you call they we have staggered terms. So you have three that run with the mayor, three that run opposite of the mayor.
mhm. And what did you learn during that time, those two terms of service, and what did you accomplish?
What I learned was number one, the basic laws that govern Illinois municipalities, which is 65 ILCS. That's the statute that governs each and every municipality. It tells you what you can do as a trustee, what you can do as the mayor, the clerk, and so forth. Those are some of the first things I've learned. The second thing that I learned was actually Robert Rules of Order, how you conduct yourselves in meetings. Um, as well as I learned about the finances of the community, what the community receives as funding from. You have several sources: sales tax, you get a real estate tax, you get motor fuel money, you get monies from casinos if you have any agreements, as well as during my term, Illinois passed where you have the gaming. And so we receive funds from gaming. I also learned the basic makeup of a community. meaning you have your mayor, your trustees, your clerk. If some have a village administrator, some have a village manager. So I also learned the different forms of municipal governments because not all municipalities operate the same way. Some have commission form, some have your trustee form, your automatic form, things of that sort.
So, did the mayor have like a plan for every meeting, and then the trustees voted yes or no, or did the trustees have committees as well, in which the trustees could formulate some policy?
So basically, the agenda can be made by the mayor and any two trustees, that you, whatever it is that you're looking to pass, because as trustees, you're over the legislation for the community as well as you oversee the budget, the money. So at any given time, any trustee, as long as it had another support, could place anything on the agenda. What I accomplished during my term is in the village of Dixmoor, they never operated under committees. So I wrote a ordinance in which we broke the committee structure down, meaning we operated just like they do in Springfield. So in order to get a piece of legislation passed, you had to come out of committee. And if it came out of committee successfully, then it passed. If it didn't, it went into the committee and we kind of hashed things out until we got a consensus to get it out of the committee. And basically that kept our meetings efficient, meaning we wasn't in meetings arguing over legislation for hours. We would do that in the committee structure, as well as we had a finance committee, we had a legislative committee, we had a building and permits committee, we had a police and fire committee. So each committee that basically operated the village, there was a trustee in charge of it, along with two others that sat on the committee.
Mhm.
But it
Is
would need you would need two votes to get anything out of the committee.
Mhm. And usually the committee has three trustees.
Correct. It was three trustees assigned. So one would be the chairman, as well as an assistant, and then another trustee.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Isn't Dixmoor that the village that had a lot of problems with the water pipes?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
During our time, during my tenure there, we didn't have that.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, we put the village on very good financial terms. We had all our audits completed. We left the village well over millions of dollars in the bank. Of course, once we left office, is when Dixmoor started experiencing the things that it experienced. So we left Dixmoor in a very good shape.
While you were serving as a trustee in Dixmoor, you do know that schools also have SGAs, etc. Were you involved in the school SGAs in high school and in college?
No, I ran in elementary school for
Wow.
um, for one of the positions. I believe it was president, and I think I lost. And so I didn't get involved too much in high school about or college in SGA. I just kind of got involved, politically, um,
Uh,
running for office.
what about no, LSCs, local school councils?
Local school councils. We did have local school councils. I didn't too much get involved in those. Um, I just was very heavy into my studies. So
Good for
in
you.
high school, I received one of the highest academic um, awards you can receive, which was a top cat. I went to Thornton High School. I graduated in 2009.
Were you a valedictorian then?
No, I think I was maybe top 50 out of my class, and my GPA was a 3.25.
Mhm. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's still good because
Hmm.
at that time, were you already like serving as a trustee when you graduated from
Yes.
From high school?
It was my last year in high school. I got elected. So I was a senior in high school, getting ready to cross the stage, and I got elected. So I got sworn into office May, and I graduated May 31st. So May 1st, I came into office, and the 31st of May, I graduated from high
Wow.
school.
What about your family? Is your family politically motivated as well?
No, my family is not that deep into politics. Although I do have several members of my family that did serve in the military, the Marines, um, the what was the other one? The Marines. I had the Army, and I think my sister served in the Army too.
So you served in the army as well.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
My aunt served in the army. In the army,
Uh,
my cousin served in the Marines, and my sister served in the army.
got it. Got it. So when you were running and being involved in politics, what was your family's reaction? Did they find it unusual or were they supportive?
It was a little bit unusual, and then very supportive of me running because this I was the first to ever be elected in office in my family to ever get involved in
Mhm.
politics. So um, they were very shocked to see me and see my commitment and dedication to it.
Well, then, did you inspire other members of your family to also get involved in politics?
No, I inspired them to get involved in their communities to vote.
Okay.
Um, I caused them to kind of see what some of the issues are and to be heavily involved in their communities and that sort.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment too, because we always see that it is very hard to get the vote out. So if you were able to inspire your family to vote, that's very,
Hmm.
very good. Okay, so you were in Dixmoor, and now you are running for Riverdale Village Trustee. Did you move to Riverdale? The two municipalities are only about 2.5 miles apart, right?
Right, right. So I happened to get married to my wife
Congratulations.
about 4 years ago, and we were looking for a home to purchase. We looked in Calumet City, we looked in South Holland, we looked everywhere, and so everywhere we went, the deal kind of didn't fall until we came to Riverdale. The deal fell through for the home that we're in now, and we've been here for a while. What really got me involved was my first year being here. I saw that the community wasn't receiving what it needed to receive. Um, we were paying pretty moderate taxes here, and I can just see just the streets, the alleys were not getting taken care of. And so I started to get involved and go to the meetings to kind of see what was going on. That's when I found out that the mayor was in some type of trouble. And my first run was 2 years ago. I was very unsuccessful. I lost by 100 and some votes. And so after that election is where uh, everything came out. First, his house was raided by the FBI. Secondly, um, he was indicted on perjury and obstruction of justice, which became um, kind of alarming to me because I was like, in order for him to do this, he had to have support of the board. The board primarily votes on everything. The mayor doesn't have a vote unless there's a tie. So that's what really sparked me to really get involved and to run a second time. Um, because I was like, I can't believe that nobody is speaking out about this. As a matter of fact, when the news hit, I don't think the entire community knew what was going on. I had read the indictment. The indictment was very serious, and it was dealing with a contract with garbage. And That's what just inspired me. Like something is going on here, because we never seem to have funds to do what we need to do for the community. Other residents complain about flooding, complain about the alleys, the trees not being trimmed, sidewalks, just the common things that municipalities should upkeep. Just wasn't being done here in Riverdale. So that's what sparked my interest to get involved and to run.
Well, the board is, as you said, had to vote along with the mayor. Did any of the board members get investigated?
I don't know. Um, However, when you read the indictment, it doesn't list names. It says individual A or B or C. I don't know if they are tied to it. I guess as things go on, we will find out. But the mayor is due for trial September. So we will know something very soon as to will he be convicted or you know what.
Is he still serving as mayor now, or is
Yes, he's still serving.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And uh, so when you ran, how many signatures did you need, and how many did you get?
Both times you needed about 25 signatures. I've got my first time, I believe I got well over 250. This time I got close to about 200 signatures.
Did anybody challenge your petitions, and did you challenge anybody else's petitions?
No, no one challenged my petitions both times. However, I did challenge someone's petitions this time because what we had was a current trustee who had beat me out last time by 100 votes was running again for trustee. His term wasn't up. And so I alleged in my objection a uh, uh, kind of a conflict because incompatibility of office because he's already sitting as trustee. How can you run for trustee again? You know, it just didn't sit right. However, we all know that these electoral boards are made up of the current board. So you have the senior trustee, the mayor, and the clerk. Um, and so when the senior trustee can't sit, it's the second longest sitting trustee. And they voted to keep the person on the ballot.
So when the hearing came up for that objection, uh, who uh, who sat over the hearing?
So you have the mayor, the
Oh,
clerk, and because one of the trustees were running, or two of the trustees were running, they couldn't sit. So the second longest sitting trustee sat. So the votes were 2-1.
in favor of throwing out your
Objection,
objection.
correct. Hmm.
Well, isn't that so? The one that you were objecting against, that was not one of the people who sat at the hearing then.
No, he didn't sit at the hearing.
Mhm,
One of his peers did.
mhm.
Hmm. But
Okay.
they voted to not go with overruling my objection. They
Mhm,
went with sustaining it.
mhm,
And the mayor and the clerk voted to overrule it.
mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, so what is your platform, and what which constituents did you speak with as you were getting signatures and as you were campaigning?
My platform was number one, be accessible. Our current trustees here in the village are not accessible. People don't know who they are. They don't keep in touch with the community to let the community know what's going on. As well as I wanted transparency. As I just stated, it took us to find out about this investigation with the mayor through the news. That means information was not transparent. I wanted to make the information transparent, meaning the same reports we get as trustees, I want the community to get it and to access it online. Um, as well as I wanted to um, make sure that we are appropriating money, more of the money to infrastructure instead of administration. I wanted to see that we hire more police officers, more public works employees that can help keep our streets safe as well as our community clean. Um, the other thing that I was pushing for is some economic growth and development. We have a lot of abandoned apartment buildings as well as homes. I wanted to see that we create a program in which we give to the residents these homes for $1, and we give them a certain amount of time to fix them up and to put them back on the tax rolls. I also wanted to see us go after a grocery store because we're a food desert here in Riverdale. Our nearest store is Save a Lot, which is in Dalton, or either Food for Less in Dalton, or either you have to go to Homewood or either Markham.
How far
So
do you have to travel? Let's say if you were to take public transportation, how far for a resident to go from Riverdale to
at least it's going to take you at least about a good 5 miles to receive some food or deal with anything that's groceries.
and what kind of constituents did you speak with? What is the status of homeless people there and people with disabilities? Did you get a chance to speak with the marginalized population?
Yes,
And
I spoke with because Riverdale is a heavily popularized senior population. Seniors make up more than half of our population. So I spoke with a lot of our seniors. I did speak with some of our residents that are disabled, as well as I spoke to some of our young people. Of course, it's hard getting to the younger people to get out to vote. A lot of times they say, "Well, what's in it for me?" or "What does it do if I vote?" They don't understand um, voting and how important it is to exercise their rights. Um, so I spoke to them. I spoke to also Riverdale has a high renter population, um, with I believe 70% of our community are renters, leaving at least 30 or 40% are homeowners. So that's the challenge as well, getting to renters to understand that, hey, although you rent, you pay your rent, which pays your property tax for your dwelling or your home. So you should still be involved, and you live here. So those are some of the issues we face here.
And there are a lot of people that ask this question too. Where do you find the statistics about the how much of a percentage of the area rents and maybe how many are homeowners?
Through the census.
Okay.
Every year, every what is 10 years, we have a census done.
Mhm.
You go to their website. They have a lot of the data that I'm speaking of that you can access and find out about your community.
Mhm. And also, you said that a lot of information from the board and the mayor is not transparent. Have you tried using the Freedom of Information Act to access any information? And if so, what kind of information? If you can tell us.
Yes, I've tried to FOIA. I wanted to know about financial information such as credit card usage. I wanted to know about salaries. Um, I wanted to know about our tax levy because every taxing body passes a tax levy before the 31st of December. A lot of residents doesn't understand and know that's how your taxes are increased or either decreased by every governmental body that sits on your tax bill. Most municipalities go up 4.99% because if they do 5%, it has to come to the voters in a form of a referendum. So they usually do that 4.99 every year. And so I just wanted to know the state of the village and so forth.
If they're able to raise 4.99% every year, that amounts to a lot. In a couple of years, let's say in about maybe 20 years, it's already like
Hmm.
100%.
Yeah, so true. And that's what a lot of residents don't pay attention to is there are a lot of important meetings that happen with your municipal government, such as your budget. They have before they pass their budget, it has to be on display. They have to get public input on it. But a lot of times these residents don't attend these meetings. So
So I'm
they
assuming
don't,
that you do attend the meetings,
oh
and
yes.
how many people are actually attend those meetings on the average?
On the average, maybe five residents attend.
And then
Um,
how many, what's the population of the residents of
Riverdale has
Riverdale?
about 10,000 residents.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Do you try to get the word out and encourage people to attend? And then,
I do. I post the agendas on my public social media,
mhm.
as well as I share with different neighbors that I have their phone numbers to say, hey, you should come to the meetings, kind of see what's going on, so forth. And that's my way of trying to get people to come. Or when I come into contact just by walking, I let them know, hey, the meetings are every second and fourth Tuesday at around 7 p.m. You should, come and see what's going on with your local government.
What about the local organizations? Do you work with them? Let's say maybe a local chamber of commerce if you have one, and other organizations.
We used to have a chamber of commerce here. It kind of dissembled. I do work with other governmental bodies, such as our township, as well as our state legislators, and trying to get information pushed throughout the community so that people know what's going on, as well as CETA. I kind of share a lot of things that CETA has to offer, things of that sort.
How responsive are your state legislators in helping you disseminate this important information to the residents?
They are very active. They come to the community. They kind of let us know what's going on through newsletters, and so forth. As well as now they're having these town hall phone meetings, where you can join by either Zoom or by phone to kind of find out what's going on as well as ask questions.
Well, that's helpful. More options for people to get involved. So, I'm assuming that you're at most of these meetings as your schedule permits.
Hmm.
Have the attendance improved now, or has it still remained low?
Well, I can say because it's election time, more people are coming out to get involved and see what's going on. But as that fades away, of course, the crowd is going to fade away. It's going to go back to the faithful five or two or three that usually comes.
Mhm. What about your wife? What does she think about your involvement and all the time that you uh, sacrifice
Uh,
for
she is
political office?
She is supportive. However, she does not like politics.
Mhm.
She's never have liked it. But since we've been married, she has participated in pretty much every election like me. She gets out, she votes. I tell her the importance of that. And so that part she does, but she doesn't too much like the politics because politics can get nasty. You know, people can get deep down and dirty and say some mean and cruel things. So that's the part of it she doesn't like.
So I'm assuming that you've been on the brunt of getting the brunt of some nasty criticism. How do you and how do you overcome it if you do?
I do like our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, say. When they go low, you go high. I don't get into the negativity. I stay on above, meaning I talk about the things that I want to do for the community. I don't degrade someone else that's in office. I stick to the facts. And I think if more people did that, we would have better elections. And it will probably get more people wanting to be involved. I think the standoffish comes because of the negativity.
Absolutely. And what about your day job? Does that help you pay the bills? Does it help you at all in your political life? Not the for profit, but for
Yes,
experience. And
yes,
does it
because
help?
I work with children, so I'm in education.
Okay.
So it does. It helps me keep my skills sharpened because I'm still working with the public. Just these are teens or either younger people. So
Are you involved with the union as well? Do you have a union as an educator?
I did was in a union. The what do they call it? Um, we had local. I was in ASME, local 73. Um, what other union we had? With another union. It's the state. I can't remember it,
Is
but
there
yeah. Usually I get
SEIU?
involved.
Oh.
Yes, SEIU, local 73. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep,
And so that covers your position.
correct. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. All right. What are your plans now? Now that we're getting to the last month, is it getting? Are you getting very busy? And do you get enough donations? Is it hard to maintain a campaign?
Um, it is busy. And it's not for a small village like this. You can pretty much use kind of your own personal funds to do what you want to do. You don't have to raise funds. It's not hard to raise money for me because I've helped a lot of other politicians get in office. And so I do seek them for their help and their assistance, and they don't mind contributing. Um, and as time gets closer towards the election, it's busy. You want to try to hit more people, get more input, and you want to try to get more pluses than minuses, as well as you want to try to flip your undecideds.
Are you able to tell us what other politicians you have helped before? At least maybe one or two of them?
Yes, I've helped several judges run for office. Judge Deborah Seaton, I've helped her. I've helped, of course, my former teacher, Mayor Fred Bellato of Blue Island. I've helped. Woo, it's a long list. A lot of judges I've volunteered to help with their campaigns. Um, I've helped some state reps, state senators, some other mayors that have run, and some other aldermen.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Well, Michael A. Smith, who is running for Riverdale Village Trustee. If our listeners want to learn more about you, where should they go?
They can go to Ballotopia. I did create an account on there where you can see my platform and my plans and so forth.
Okay. Well, Michael A. Smith, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great campaign, and maybe we'll follow up with you soon.
All right. Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.